Okay, let's do another brief demo on some of the features we just went through in the previous slides. So let's go into the content search. To do that, we're going to go into the thick fax utility here. Bring that up. And as you can see from this icon here, I did an OCR on this fax, this 3-page fax. Let's take a look at it. Just so you know, OCR is not done on the cover sheet, but it is done on the additional sheet. So if we look here, we can search on any one of these words or in any one of these. Let's do a search on the word sample. So let's close this up. As you can see, we have 3 faxes here. So now if I do a search for the word SAMPLE, without hitting enter or anything, it's searching right now, and it only brought up the 1 fax. So it found the word sample, and we can go in and view it. If I clear it, it'll bring the other faxes up again. And there's also, obviously, just like in previous versions, you can search on metadata, but they organized it a little different now. So now you can go into an advanced search, and you have all these fields that you can filter on. So if you only want to see send, received, all the statuses you could filter on, but you also have this new find feature. So now if I want to search for, let's say, to from test only, I can hit search, and the only one that show up is test. So pretty nice. I can clear it, go right back to all your faxes again. So I think the takeaway from this is the content search, which could be very powerful, especially in certain workflows where you might have certain data in a fax. Let's say it was a Word document that was faxed and you did an OCR on it. Now you could search on content, and that becomes really handy, especially when you have a lot of faxes. Let's minimize this and let's go into the EFM. And a couple of things. We mentioned earlier the archive function. Now, I don't have it fully enabled yet, but I do want to show you a little bit about it. How it works is now, under the EFM now, you have this multiple Sql connection. So this has been around forever, your Sql connection for the RightFax database. But now you also have a couple of new ones. This is your fax images. So you know the new feature that you can store RightFax fax images in Sql. So you can choose, if you check this, you will now store your images as a blob in Sql, not as a separate image on your SAN or NAS, or maybe on just a C or D drive or locally on the server. That's where you enable it, and you can choose the Sql connection. You can choose to keep it within the RightFax database, or you can choose a separate database. And the third one now is the fax archiving. So this is where, if you turned on the archiving, you would then enable an archive database here. So you check this and choose a different database, and now the images would be stored in a separate database, cleaning up space in your RightFax database, not making it too large, and also in some cases cleaning up a lot of space on your image store if you're not using the store images in Sql setting here. A lot of that is enabled from the aging and archiving. So this is where you would enable this. So you would set it for how many days, and then after this amount of days is when you could move it to the archive. Very easy. So basically, right now I have it turned off for everything, but if I enabled, let's say 30 here, 30 here, 30 here, let's say 30 here, after 30 days, instead of being deleted, if I enabled the archiving, they would be archived. And to retrieve them, since it's not enabled, I can't show it to you yet, but I can show you what it would look like. There would be a folder right under main that would say RightFax Archive. And you'd click on the folder, and then you'd get your archive faxes with all the capability you have from the same capabilities as the faxes you have in the all folder or in anyone else's folders. You would be able to search on it, search metadata, delete it from the archive, delete in bulk, print, just about anything. Actually, everything you could do from the fax util to your faxes that are in your all folder or any one of your subfolders you now could do from your archive folder, with not affecting performance on your RightFax server. While I'm in the Enterprise Fax Manager, a couple of other minor things I wanted to show you real quick. Some later slides we talk about retry settings and things like that. Just wanted to go through some of your Brook Trout settings. Not much has changed here really. Actually, I apologize, I wanted to go into the server module. And this is now a little bit more granular, your retry settings. So you can do it on different type of failures. In previous versions, it was just 5 and 5 for all what they call non-critical failures. Now you can break it up into busies, human answered. So busy would be a retry, a human answered. It really breaks up all the non-permanent failures. Like a permanent failure in some cases would be like a human answer. You really don't want it to try again. But in this case, you can break it out here. Or if you get a special info tone, you might say, I never want to send it again, just do one. It's really up to you, and it makes it a little more granular.